everyone, it's Yardage, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really easy peasant style blouse. This is probably the easiest type of blouse or bodice to make. It's very freeform, very loose. You don't have to worry about the pattern being exact or anything. So if you'd like to learn how to make this, keep watching. Also, you can check out my website, www.yvardagesews.com. For the diagrams and step-by-step instructions, but otherwise just watch my video. The first thing you need to do obviously is draft your pattern. Now it's pretty straightforward, but if what I'm doing isn't really clear, you can also check out my website, www.yvardagesews.com, and there's going to be some diagrams which will help you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in some lines just for reference. Now the first line I'm going to draw in will be my center front line. Now this can go anywhere on the paper, doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is my center front line, and then I need to draw in a waistband line, and that'll be like approximately just in the middle anywhere. And don't worry about the length of these lines, they're just for reference. That's going to be my waistband. Okay, now you're done with drawing in your reference lines. Next you need to take a couple of measurements. The first one is you need to determine how long you want your shirt to be, and specifically how long from your waist. So on me, I've measured already, and I know I want it to come down about 10 inches from my waist. So I'm going to draw another line right there. Okay, and then you want to measure the distance from your waist to your bust, or to the biggest part of your chest. On me, that's about 6 inches, which is here. Okay, so you've got a total of 4 lines right now for reference. Now, take your hip measurement, or wherever your shirt is going to end, and measure around there, then divide it by 4, and then mark off the length on here. Same thing with your waist, measure your waist, divide by 4. Same thing with your bust, measure your bust, divide by 4. Okay, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. And I'm just going to sketch in a curve now to join these. Then from your bust you need to measure to the point you want your shirt to end at the top, which is going to be about here for me. That is this far. And I'm going to draw another line for reference. Then you need to measure the distance from armpit to armpit, which is about this long, about 11 inches on me, so divide by 2, this is going to be 5.5 inches, and mark off here. Okay, then I'd suggest coming up about 1 inch or 2 inches from your bust line, and marking off. And then from here to here, just sketching a curve. Okay, and that's basically your pattern. Now there's a couple things you need to do. You need to add seam allowances, hem allowances, etc. So I'm going to add an extra inch on the top, and this is going to accommodate my elastic waistband casing. I'm going to add 2 inches on the bottom as my hem allowance. And then instead of adding a seam allowance on the side, what I'm going to do is from this center front line, I'm just going to expand it about 2 inches. Because this is kind of a peasant shirt, so you want it to be kind of loose and freeform. So the shirt's going to be a total of 8 inches bigger than your body. So now you just need to cut this pattern out and cut it out on your fabric. And now that I have my pattern pieces cut out, I'm going to sew together the side seams, like such, and then hem the bottom. Then you need to go to the top edge, and on each side you need to fold this over and sew kind of a casing to insert your elastic through. I'm going to be using a 1/4 inch elastic. I recommend you use the same size. It would look kind of weird if it was bigger. So yeah, just fold this over and sew a seam big enough to accommodate your 1/4 inch elastic. Then take an elastic with a pin attached and just kind of feed your elastic through this casing. And then anchor your elastic by sewing a couple stitches on either side. And the bodice part is pretty much done, so you can just set this aside and work on your sleeves. So this is kind of like a peasant-y style blouse. It doesn't need to be tight or form-fitting or anything. Usually if I was doing a sleeve, I measure around my arm to get the width, but in this case I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to take my fabric, which is 45 inches wide, divide that by 2, and then that will be the width of my sleeve. Now when I'm drafting my pattern, it's then going to be half that again, because you do the pattern like on the fold. So I'm going to draw 2 lines that are 11 inches apart, like such. Then the only measurement you really need is a measurement for how long you want it to be. So I'm just going to measure from the top of my shoulder to however long I want it to be on my arm. And I think I want to make it about 8 inches long. So I'm going to draw another line. This is for reference. And then from here I'm going to measure down 8 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to take my bodice pattern piece and line up the curve on this rectangle. And this is basically my pattern. Now I'm just going to add 1 inch on the bottom for a hem allowance and 1 inch on the top for the casing for the elastic allowance. And then you follow the same steps that you did for the bodice. So you're going to sew the side seam down, you're going to hem the bottom, and then you're going to make an elastic casing for the top. And this is the sleeve. So the last thing you need to do is just attach the sleeve to the bodice. And to do that, you're going to line it up, right sides together, and then just sew along this curve. And this is what you'll end up with. You can put elastic in the bottom of the sleeves too, but I didn't have enough elastic, so I was going to do that, but yeah, I had to change it last minute. But, you know, I think this looks cute as it is. Yeah, and obviously you probably want to wear something under this. Anyway, thanks for watching. Remember to check out my website, www.evangesews.com, and if you like this video, subscribe because there will be lots more to come. Thanks for watching. Bye.